What's going on, you guys? The Keith Carnes here. Welcome to a new episode of Which is Better. This time we're talking about Batman or Spider-Man. This is kind of a really interesting one brought to my attention from a subscriber and a friend that I have on PlayStation Network. He wanted me to do this video. He suggested it back on the 13th of this month, August, and I'm just now getting around to doing it. Sorry it took so long. His name is Death Reaper 456. I think I know your real name, but I don't want to mix you up with another subscriber, so just to keep it from being weird or wrong, I apologize. So hopefully that's a good enough shout out. If it's not, I apologize. So thanks to him for this. So he wants to know, Batman or Spider-Man? A lot of people ask Batman or Superman, especially with the new movie coming out in 2016. But he wants to know, Batman or Spider-Man, two extremely different superheroes that have nothing in common really at all, except for that they're superheroes. So I guess we could kind of look at each one. Batman. Let's look at Batman first. Now, with Batman has always been my favorite ever since I was a little kid. I've been a huge Batman fan ever since, as I said, ever since I was a little guy, and have always been huge into Batman. Now, with Batman, what makes him unique, as opposed to pretty much every other superhero out there, is that Batman doesn't have superpowers. Batman creates all his, basically, powers, if you will, and he doesn't have super strength, he doesn't have the ability to fly, he doesn't have any special ability except for his brains, and that's really what helps him, is that he's extremely smart. Other than his genius level of genius IQ, there's really nothing else that's so much special about Batman as in physical form. He's just a very rich and smart guy that is so smart that he's able to make himself a superhero, even though he's not literally a superhero because he doesn't have special powers, as opposed to Peter Parker, otherwise known as Spider-Man, who does have special powers. He has the ability to create webs like a spider, hence his name Spider-Man. So he obviously has an advantage over Batman in the terms that he doesn't have to rely on creating his spider webs, depending on which Spider-Man are we looking at here. Are we looking at Spider-Man from the comics? Are we looking at Spider-Man from the first three movies? Or are we looking at the Spider-Man that we currently have? Of course, I'm going to just go off of the traditional Spider-Man that has the power from being bitten by a spider, because I don't believe in the whole route that they took to make it more realistic. That was really stupid. He still should have the superpower in Spider-Man. We all know in the new Amazing Spider-Man franchise that he no longer has it coming from his body. He actually created the webs, which is really stupid. But nonetheless, we're not talking about that Spider-Man. We're going to talk about the one that actually creates his own web. So, who is better? Now, of course, this series is based strictly off my opinion. This is not a fact. There can't be a fact of who is better. It's anyone's opinion, and you may have a different opinion, but for me, it would definitely be Batman. And it's not because I'm being biased. I'm just looking at who is better. And Spider-Man has always been a cool character, no matter what. He is a cool character, even if you're not a huge fan of him. Like me, I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan. I do like Spider-Man, but I'm not really like ooh and ah. I'm a huge Batman fan. And the reason I like Batman is just because of the fact that he doesn't have any superpowers, but he can keep up with superheroes that do have superpowers. In this new Batman vs. Superman movie in 2016, I really, really am looking forward to it if it's done right, seeing Batman compete with Superman, who has superhuman strength and is able to shoot lasers out of his eyes and all that kind of shit. I think Batman's just overall more impressive than any of them because he doesn't actually have a superpower that creates itself. He actually has to adapt and make suits and weaponry and armor to compete with actual supervillains. So that's what I like about Batman, and that's why I think Batman's better of the two. I think Batman's really probably the best superhero out there, but that's my opinion. I'm a big Batman fan. You know, the good thing about the good thing about Spider-Man is that he has, you know, the spider webs, and he does have superhuman strength. You know, and he has his spider sense. He has like super sight and all that other kind of cool stuff. So that really gives him an advantage too. But when you have a guy like Bruce Wayne Batman, who has all the money in the world, he's a multi-billionaire, he can afford to pretty much replicate all of that for the most part, except for like the Spidey sense and you know the spider webs. But you know he you know, in the movies, if Batman wanted to create something to climb on walls, I don't think that would really be a problem for him to come up with. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Batman wins this one for me. If you have a different opinion, go ahead and let me know, and who you like better if you want. Thank you once again to Death Reaper 456. Really, really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next. Peace.